This video is for the actual slaying of the rigid heddle for band weaving, and after I have warped it and wound the warp onto the back beam, the next thing that I do is I separate the background and border threads from the pattern threads. The background and border threads are in the long slots and the pattern threads are in the short slots. Ta-da! And I'm going to put those background and border threads kind of over the top there, and I tie a little knot in the pattern threads. This is just a very loose knot. It's just temporary, and I do that to hold my heddle on and to get those pattern threads kind of out of my way for the moment. And now I'm going to focus on because I do not need to slay those pattern threads any further. Those are going to stay doubled. Those are going to stay doubled. They're going to stay exactly like they are right now. And they don't need to have anything else done with them until I go to do my lashing on. So now I'm going to focus on my background and border threads here. And I am going to sley these. And the slaying on is actually done very similarly to slaying on any other rigid heddle. And I'm going to start with cutting off my ends so that I can separate my threads between the slots and the holes. So we're going to start by cutting off the ends, just like that. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to, the HandyWoman heddle, I can use my Kromski Presto sleying hook on the HandyWoman heddle, and it fits. So I like to start on the left-hand side and cross over like you're reading a book, but it really doesn't matter. You can start on the right-hand side or the left-hand side, whichever side you're more comfortable with. That's up to you. Now, I'm going to start on the border threads here, and you can see that the first hole is on the left side of the slot. So I'm going to take that first thread and I'm going to separate out the left thread, and I'm going to sley that in to that hole right there. Okay. And pull that forward. Okay, and I'm going to do that on all the border threads on the left-hand side. Be right back. Okay, I've now finished my border threads on the left-hand side and tied them in a loose knot to just kind of get them off to my out of my way. And so now I'm to the background threads here behind my pattern threads. And now it's really important that when I separate these, first of all, you're going to notice that now I'm at this slot, and you're going to notice that the hole that matches this slot is actually on the right-hand side. That's not really a big deal. That just means that I'm going to pull the right-hand thread out of the slot, and I'm going to put it into the hole that's on the right hand side. But what is really important right here is that I keep the pattern threads below the background threads while I'm working. This is extremely important, that I do not cross my threads. I've got to keep my pattern threads down here below my my background threads while I'm working. It is extremely important to keep those down there below it the entire time that I'm slaying my background threads. If I crisscross them, it will cause a problem with the movement of the heddle. So that is extremely important, and I wanted to make sure I pointed that out. So now I'm going to finish slaying my background threads. Be right back. I have now slayed the background threads here, and as you can see, they are distinctly separate from the pattern threads. This is extremely important that they did not crisscross during the slaying. This is very important. So they are, and I've tied a little knot in just to kind of hold them while I finish up here with the last set of border threads. I'll be right back. Okay, I have now separated all of my warp threads into their proper slots and holes, and it is now ready for me to prepare for lashing on. I prefer the lashing on method, which I will do in another video.